All right, how you doing there, everybody? Captain Jack here, and hopefully you can hear me. And I hope you heard that. We did have the intro music. I do have my mics on. Can y'all hear me? Hopefully so. I got the chat up so I can read all your comments, so we're good to go there. It is Thursday. It is the Ask Captain Jack show. And it looks like, let me make sure, yeah, the Rode mic is on, so you guys are hearing me loud and clear. Thank you for that, Mike. I appreciate that. I always do want to try to, go on to tick. Outstanding. Looks like we're loud and clear. I want to do some opening comments before I get into the phone calls. And if you were listening to me on Facebook, you knew that I had these comments coming. One thing I would like to say is it's not like I'm expected the Raiders to be 16-0. I think we've already mentioned that. I didn't expect the Raiders to be 0-16 either. Let me get over here so you guys can, there we go. So we got that and me. Okay, so everybody's in the screen. If you're listening on Facebook to the intro, and thank you for being over here, by the way. Take a peek. We got 13 watch. That's pretty good. The information is on Facebook. It has this feed on there. So if you're on Facebook as well, go ahead and share up the information for this live feed. I mean, it's early in the season yet. Excuse me. And I will apologize if I cough a lot tonight because, again, I haven't been talking excessively this week because of the I don't know if it's a sore throat. I know I had a bit of a cold. I had, some sort of the cold and flu symptoms when I was out in San Francisco. I've had them for about a week. I actually got them the first week I was in Oakland. So, I'm just trying to get over it. And when I get better, obviously, I was waiting until to do it this week. Frank gives a good question. I'm going to get to that as well. Frank, I'll talk about him in a bit. But the first things first, Raiders are 1-1. The Vikings are 1-1. This is a good matchup game. The Raiders have got to come out. Balut, the leg with eggs, throwing that at me there, Don Webb. Man, I tell you, memories of old, man. And no, I have never eaten a balut, nor would I ever want to. For those of you that don't know what a balut is basically a chicken that is about 7/8 formed in the egg, so that, it's not quite hatched. But when you break it open, you get the bit of the yolk, but you also get the feathers and the whole chicken process. And you make a hole in the egg and you suck out the juice and the embryo juice. It's nasty. It's nasty. But enough of that. Don Webb, shame on you. The egg with legs. You're getting me off subject. Again, Raiders are 1-1. Vikings are 1-1. An important game for both. We think, yeah, I know it's disgusting. That's why I said blame Don Webb. Blame Don Webb. I didn't bring up the balut. He did. I don't want to say this is a must-win, but I will say that it is a very important to-win game. And the reason why is the Vikings definitely don't want to go another game down and the Raiders have the opportunity to go into Minnesota. Now, Minnesota's defense is probably the best defense they've obviously faced so far. The Broncos had a really good defense, but the Raiders handled the Broncos without much problem. So it can be done. The issue will be is obviously the Raiders have got to look at who's playing right tackle for them. Is it going to be Trent Brown? Because if it's not Trent Brown and he has to go up against Everson Griffin, Carr's going to be running for his life. Because I don't like Brandon Parker playing right tackle. He's a turnstile. I would actually rather see David Sharp played right tackle than Brandon Parker. I mean, far be it from me, but David Sharp played a lot better and has played a lot better in my mind than Brandon Parker ever has. So I would go with David Sharp, but that's me. But I want Trent Brown to play. I have it on good authority, even though Trent Brown has not played this week, he's not practiced this week, that a friend of mine who lives in Georgia, who knows the brother of Neron Ball, and again, rest in peace to the young Raider who died recently, Neron Ball. Trent Brown was at his funeral on Monday. Yeah, Monday. Maybe, yeah, I think it was Monday, the day off day. According to sources, Trent Brown was at the funeral because they both played at the University of Florida together. And Trent Brown did not look like he had a bad injury. I don't know whether he was hobbling around or anything like that, but according to my source, it didn't appear that Trent Brown had an injury at all, which is good. Hey, Dusty, good to see from you, brother. So if he wasn't hobbling on the off day at the funeral, and he hasn't been practicing this week, and according to Greg Olson, that they said up to what they understand, he is good to go and should be ready to play on Sunday. I hope that's true, because I want Trent Brown out there. You notice that Carr got sacked as soon as Trent Brown went out of the game. It was Parker that allowed in those 2 sacks. The first 2 sacks of Carr this entire year. So let's hope that Trent Brown is indeed playing and that there's no issue. Good news is that Richie Incognito is back. The running game should be getting better. Adivi and Good played okay at guard, but obviously with Richie coming back to play left guard, that would be a good thing. I'm not sure, Mike. I just know that he had an injury to his knee, which is why he left the game on Sunday. So he does have a knee issue. In fact, while we're here, let's go over the injured list for the Raiders, okay? Trent Brown knee did not participate the last 2 days. Burfict with the shoulder and knee injury was limited the last 2 days. Conley with a neck was limited as well. Dwayne Harris, and I'll get back to him again, did not participate the last 2 days because of his ankle. You guys saw the ankle injury on the field. Gabe Jackson, as we know, still out with his knee. Josh Jacobs, it says hip, but it's hip and groin, and he's ill. Limited time this week. Limited, but not out. So I'm glad to see that. Corey Legit, which is the big buster we got from the Chargers. He was full at last practice, and this is good as well. J.G. Nelson, who was limited with his ankle, was up back to being full, as was Curtis Riley with a hip that was limited the first day. Then today he was full. Terrell Williams was limited in practice this week with his hip injury. And then two, it says because of illness, P.J. Hall and Keyshawn Nixon. P.J. was limited today, and Keyshawn did not participate. That's Nixon. So I'm hoping that that Jacobs is a full go on Sunday. We do need a running game. Minnesota, again, has the best defense we've seen, but we did play rather well against the Broncos. And I want to continue that. We need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. If we do not control the clock, if we do not put scores up against Minnesota, they will run the ball, and they have a fantastic running game with Dalvin Cook, a kid out of Florida State, who had limited time last year before he went out with an injury. And he is a very good running back. I know because I live in Florida. I know who Dalvin Cook is. He's a fantastic running back. So we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball, win the game, and or running the ball, setting up the pass, especially with Terrell Williams having that hip pointer. He played through it on Sunday. He needs to play through it again. Again, I like the fact that J.J. Nelson was at full today. But let's talk about the fact that we picked up the returner from the Packers. Kid is a fast wide receiver and return artist. He is from the Bay Area, so this is a homecoming for him. And the Raiders picked him up. This to me means one of two things. Now, until I saw that J.J. Nelson was back at full, I said that it's either Dwayne Harris is still out and hurt worse than we think, which it still could be because he did not participate, or that Nelson was still farther along or wasn't far as long, and we'll see if he can play. Nelson is back to full participation. I don't want to put him in there unless he really is available. I mean, Hunter Renfrow, it might be coming back and returning punts, and I'd much rather see Hunter Renfrow back there returning punts than Richard, because Richard is a fumble waiting to happen. It's just the way I feel. Renfrow is a better returner than Richard. He doesn't. I'm not gonna jinx him. Let's just say he doesn't have the same fumbleitis issues that Richard does. So, Raiders need to run the ball. They need to control the clock. They need to put the Vikings back into so that Cousin needs to, just pass. Get them out of their running game. Let Cousins throw those picks, and we will win the game. It's going to be a tight game. Otherwise, excuse me, run the ball, set up the pass, big plays. The Raiders defensively are adept at their run defense, but here's the reason why. It's a misleading statistic because they are the worst in the NFL in their pass defense. They are the worst in yards per game given up via the pass defense in the NFL. Obviously, with Mahomes, they're not going to be playing Patrick Mahomes every week. But Patrick Mahomes threw for what, 440 last week? Stupid. But we need to make sure that we keep Cousins in check. We run the ball. And we go from there. Now, I put the phone up. We can have some phone calls coming up. 813-699-0834. I know that my speakers are working and you guys can hear me, so that's a good sign. Excuse me. Run the ball, win the game. Line is open, 813-699-0834. If you wonder, Everson Griffin, their good defensive end, he was back to full. Mike Hughes, their really good cornerback out of UCF, he's back to being full. Anthony Barr did not participate, though, today. He was limited the other day. That might be good for us. And also, their linebacker, Kentrell Brothers, was limited as well. I don't really see anybody else on here that is of consequence. But that is the injury list. Again, Richie Incognito is back. Bye-bye, Mr. Cooper. The other defensive back, Burris, was let go at signing the kid from the Packers. So we're good to go. That's our 53. Let's see here. Wow, the Jags almost had it. The guy dropped the ball. I can't believe that. Easy touchdown by Westbrook, and he drops the ball. So is it, yeah, it's fourth down. Looks like they're going to go for a field goal. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Who's going to be my first caller tonight? I definitely hope I get some callers because if I talk too much, then you're gonna I'm gonna just start coughing a lot, and I don't want to do that. So line is open, 813-699-0834. I have my phone up and available. I can see when somebody calls. I won't be missing any calls, hopefully. Let's also talk about the fact that Richie Incognito is back. Again, we talked about... There we go. Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother? What's going on?
What's up, Cap? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. We did fix up that audio issue last week. I figured out that it wasn't the microphone. It was the input to the microphone on the phone, so we're good to go. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm going to see my surgical and radiation oncologist next week, and then we'll see about as far as radiation goes. You know, it's going to be coming soon.
Well, like I said, always best to you. Make sure you take care of yourself and keep up with us. Let us know how you're doing.
I appreciate that. As far as Sunday's game, I hate to tell you, I don't have a good feeling about it.
Okay, well, you're allowed to have bad feelings.
I think Cook is gonna, he's gonna run his ass all over the field. We're not gonna be able to contain him. Cousins, I think he's gonna beat us pretty bad, like he did in Washington. I don't even think the score is gonna be that close either. I'm saying maybe I don't know, 28-7, like that.
Okay, well, I agree that Dalvin Cook is probably one of the best running backs we're going to see this year. I mean, no running back comes out at me that we're going to be playing. Again, I'd have to think about it real hard. But Dalvin Cook, as far as I'm concerned, that I can think of, is probably the best running back we're going to see this year. So, yeah, he's going to get his yards. The problem, or not really per se the problem, but the issue is making sure that we keep him in check so that he doesn't kill us. And I think that can be done. And as long as we don't have those big gainers, the defensive front on our defense has played rather well against the run. They really have. Now, obviously, it's because anybody can throw on us. And I think that's just, like I said, the statistics are skewed because of that. Yeah, we have a good run defense because we have the worst pass defense. But I mean, Dalvin Cook, we're not gonna stop him. The issue is making sure that we contain him as such so that he doesn't totally hurt us so much. And I think that there's a good chance of that if we keep him, Dalvin Cook, in check. If we don't let him run all over us, then I think that Cousins will arc the ball up, and we haven't gotten an interception this year, and I think that might happen as well. That
Yeah.
we need that to happen as well.
And defensive line, they got to play better than last week. I mean, there was hardly any rush on Patrick Mahomes. And as far as last week's game, why was it like every third down they got the first? I mean, when they got the first and second down, they hardly gained any yards. As soon as the third down came, it was like, oh, Conley was getting his ass kicked. Guys are missing their assignments. Chiefs receivers wide open.
I'm gonna take offense on a couple different things. First off, their first touchdown, the guy was wide open, and that was the only time that they had a receiver that was wide open. All their other passes that they had were in double coverage or in good single coverage, okay? They weren't wide open. Now, the guy that was wide open was on the first one, and that was because the defense blew the assignment. I got that. But they had 4 touchdowns. Kelsey was covered. Robinson was covered the second time, and I can't remember if it was the other kid that got the first touchdown, but they were covered. It was good coverage each time. It was a better pass by Mahomes to the receiver, and that's why they got their 4 touchdowns. Now, granted, wait a second. The other touchdown that was called back, they was still covered as well, and thank God that they had a holding penalty on that, and that's another thing as well. The Chiefs were holding all day long, and it was not called. I am going to bitch about that as well. And one other thing I'm going to say is, if you remember the first 2 series with the Chiefs in the first quarter, it wasn't necessarily 3 and out, but the Raiders' defense held each time with 2 punts. As soon as they had that penalty against Max Crosby for the roughing the passer, which was not... I got you. It wasn't a penalty, but that made the Raiders defense kind of like say, oh shit, we better not go as hard. And it was kind of like flipping the switch from that point on. They played a little bit more passive, and that's why on those third downs, it was first down, third down, first down, third down, first down, boom, 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 boom. And that is a major turning point in the game.
Right. And every time the Chiefs were like third and, 8 or third and 10, wasn't it one like third and 20?
Yeah, it was.
And they scored a touchdown?
Yeah, it was third. It was third and 20. Yeah, it was third and 20.
And you score?
Yeah.
That can't happen.
But that was the first. That was the first touchdown was on 3rd and 20, and again, it was because the miscommunication. 3rd and 20, they had 0 points at that point. And they got their first touchdown was on the 3rd and 20. And it was the first play of the second quarter, too, by the way.
And I hate to say, I think they missed Abrams Sunday. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he was really missed Sunday's game.
Well, unfortunately, he's going to
get his ass kicked.
Unfortunately, Abrams is going to be missed all year. And that's just the unfortunate thing.
I don't know that you brought up this roughing the passer. I'm telling you, it is turning to. You know what's going to happen? They're going to make a new rule. Guys, you can't touch the quarterback anymore. If you want to tackle him, you got to 2-hand touch him. I mean, it happened tonight in the Jacksonville game. It is so ridiculous with this roughing the passer. What the hell you want this guy to do? He's running 60 miles an hour. You want him to stop? It is ridiculous.
Well,
I cannot do this.
The other thing that
we're gonna do something about this.
Hey, Jimmy. The one thing I would say is that the NFL has a hierarchy on their gifted people. Did you hear about the comment that was made by the Miami Dolphin linebacker the other day that said the head official said to him, "Hey, lay off Tom." This was from an official. Yeah. Okay, so you got it. So Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, who is the MVP and up-and-coming star, Drew Brees. There is a hierarchy in the NFL amongst the referees, and I'm telling you, they give more leeway to these stars than
Right.
anybody else. So the fact is, when the Raiders got that penalty against Mahomes, it made them play a little bit softer going up against him, and they can't do that.
But they can destroy Derek Carr, just run down to the ground.
Right.
They're allowed to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's true.
It's a joke. I'm telling you, it's going to be like turning to two-hand touch football. It's ridiculous. It makes me want to not watch football anymore because it isn't. It's not football.
Well, it's not my football from when I was growing up. I don't know how old you are, Jimmy, but it's not the football that you had growing up either. It's gotten progressively worse, where the offenses are catered to, and it comes to the point where if that's the way it's going to be, then obviously we need to make sure that the Raiders start producing more offensively and so that they will get preferential treatment. I'm thinking that Derek Carr would get preferential treatment the more that we win. Okay, because remember in 2016 when he was pulling these games out of his asses, we were getting all of the calls, and it was up until that point against the Colts where he broke his ankle that the Raiders were flying high, and then it was, are you going to let Matt McGloin have the same preferential treatment? No. Are you going to let Cook, the kid out of Michigan State, have the same preferential treatment? No. It's star power. The Raiders were screwed as soon as Carr had that broken ankle. We need to get back to that point.
He looked like the Carr of old last Sunday with that run play.
Yeah.
I still think he got a first down on that.
He did. But, again, Gene Steratore, may he have a big, fat, I won't say it, shoved up his butt for all his comments, okay? I would just say...
He's got to run more often.
Well, he
He's got to
did.
run enough. He's got to run more like that more often. Like Gruden's got to give him the green light and say, hey, you see your opening, you run your ass down the field. He's got to do that. He didn't do that last year. Well, because he didn't have an offensive line. Now he's got one. And if you see an opening, run. Do it. Do it like you did last week.
I think he will.
Now it frees up the defense,
I think he will, and I think that he'll know that, again, it was Steratore said the reason why, excuse me, the reason why it wasn't a first down was because the ball went out of his hands. Now, if he would have maintained possession, it would have been a first down. So,
but he's very lucky that ball went and hit the sideline, because if it doesn't, there's a Kansas City Chief standing right there, and that would have been a fumble, and the Chiefs would have got the ball. So, Carr's very lucky that ball hit the sideline instead of inbounds.
I got you.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but when I saw the replay, he's very lucky that did not happen.
All right, Jimmy, I'm gonna give you one last. So you think that the Raiders are going to lose? What do you think the score is going to be?
Like I said, 28-7.
28-7. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, now I will.
I'm wrong.
What? What?
I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I hope you're wrong too. I will say that tomorrow I will be calling the high school game, so I won't have a show tomorrow night. If I get a chance to on Sunday, I'm over at my buddy's house in Minneapolis. I will bring my computer. I will try to have a show on Sunday, and we'll see. But again, I can't attest because I don't know how far I got to go from the stadium back to his house. But look for a show on Sunday. Hopefully, I'm feeling better, and I won't be. What do you call it?
Okay.
Won't be saying it. Hey, good hearing from you, and you take care, Jim.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Jimmy Farrell. Always good to hear from him. That means the line is open. And it can be you. Don Webb says 24-17 Vikings. Well, I mean, that's closer than what Jimmy says. Again, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think, like I said, the Raiders can win. Will they win? We'll see. It does set up the fact that The Raiders need to at least be 3-2 at the bye. I really think that it sets up well for them. Excuse me. It sets up well for them if the Raiders are 3-2 at the bye. I think that they can pick up steam. Gabe Jackson should be back either around that time or shortly thereafter. The people will start clicking. I like the way that this team will come out. If you listen to what they said in the locker room, the team came out and they weren't aw shucks and aw F it. They were giving effort in practice. They took the loss, but they didn't let it linger. So we'll see. I'm hoping that we had a bunch of malcontents last year, and like when 51 who, not 50 who, but when 51 who was relieved, kind of like the hey I'm free, like that BS. We got rid of a lot of the bad wood. Remember, if you liked Jared Cook, that's great, but Jared Cook was not a locker room positive. He wasn't. That's one of the reasons why he was let go. Plus, he wanted too much money. Yeah, I agree, Ed. The defense, we need more pass rush, and obviously the secondary is an issue, and that's one reason why I don't think that Conley trade for Ramsey comes. It might come after the game on Sunday, but I think it would be stupid to go get Ramsey tomorrow and give up Conley, then not have Conley even play. Because if you don't have your best cornerback, and as of right now, Conley is the best quarterback, Worley is not. I wasn't really happy with the way Worley played. I wasn't really happy with the way Joyner played. But, that's who our secondary is right now. So I like Keshawn Nixon. I think he played, well in the preseason. He's fast. He was glue, at least when I saw him. I think he might get some more playing time. I like Mullen the way he was playing. So we'll see if that continues. And remember our second round pick, the kid from another cornerback. He's on the IR, but he is eligible to come back at midseason. So maybe the defense will get better at that point. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Yep, I agree, Jerry. If Carr's protected and if the receivers can actually catch the ball. Ryan Grant, man, I was not impressed with Ryan Grant. I'd rather see what we got with Keelan Doss. If J.J. Nelson is a go for this week, then sit Grant. Okay? If that's because we need a receiver to take the top off of the defense. Now that's why we went out and got the kid from the Packers. He's a speedster. J.J. Nelson is a speedster. We need somebody that can take the top off the defense. Terrell Williams can do that, but you can't always do it. That's why we need somebody else on the other side as well. Obviously right now, Terrell Williams is our number one receiver. He's kind of 1A, though. I want to see a true one. I want to see who that is. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Don Webb is talking about Chase Young, an Ohio State kid. Apparently he's better than DeBosa's. Don, I don't want to upset you. I don't like Ohio State. That might be your team. I'm not trying to piss you off. I don't like the Buckeyes. I am a Gator, so it's not because of that. But I definitely did not like the Buckeyes when Urban Meyer was their coach. I didn't even like Urban Meyer when he was our coach. He did bring us 2 national titles, but I just don't. He was like slimy, nasty. So I can't get with that. Yeah, he must get in the game. I agree. Thank you there, Don. Please call in, guys. Like I said, I don't know how much longer my voice is gonna be here. And by the way, it's only gonna be an hour tonight. I want to make sure that we are over there flipping, making sure we get our views. Go to the Bear channel. The Raider Bear. Make sure you're not missing your Raider Bear. So I appreciate you watching here. Make sure you also are watching the Raider Bear. By the way, and because I have the thing, if you don't see it on the screen, remember tonight's and my other shows are brought to you by Carrot Bars. This is a Carrot Bar. This is the economical and fancy and really stylish way for you to save for your future. This is I don't know, can you see it? That is a gram of gold on each credit card. Okay, it's just for the easy way for you to get your grams of gold. You can show them a little bit. They're stylish, they're economical. It is a great way to save for you and your family in the future. Make sure you go and look at the Carrot Bar, and it will be on the outro. You'll see the line. Again, brought to you by Carrot Bars. I'm a proud member. I've got my Carrot Bars, and I've gotten some good shall we say kickbacks as far as planning for my future. I buy gold, and if you're afraid of what's going on in today's society, it's not a bad thing to do. Plan for your future with Carrot Bars. Okay. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. I can't stand Michigan. Yeah, I got you. Grew up in Dayton, no talent on path. Next year, if we don't get Chase Young, he will be Defensive Rookie of the Year. Don, I agree, but I tell you what, if Chase Young is as good as you say, if he is as good as you say, will he go so high that the Raiders can't get him? I mean, in order to get this guy, if you think that he is the best in or in college football, that would automatically excuse me, that would automatically make him, let's say, a top 10 pick. Are the Raiders picking in the top 10? Because if the Raiders aren't picking in the top 10, then it's kind of OBE. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to trade the pick that the Raiders have and another pick later on to move up to get him? And by the way, I like what I've seen with Max Crosby. Obviously, he's not Chase Young, but Max Crosby and Cleve Farrell make a good combination. I like, the way Hankins is playing. I like that defensive front. I think it can only get better. Yeah, we need some more pass rushers, but remember Quentin Bell, the kid that we picked up in the the 7th round, the project. He might be a all that and then some defensive end as well. So don't forget about him. He is on the practice squad. He just needs some more seasoning. Line is open, 813-699-0834. They need to be in the top 5. They won't be able to get them. Okay, there you go. If they're not in the top 5, then it's OBE. And everybody says, well, we need a true number 1 receiver. Okay. Everybody say, well, get Jared Jeudy out of Alabama. Actually, Alabama has a lot of really good receivers on their team. Kids that are running into 4.4s, 4.3s, 4.2s. But again, if the Raiders are not picking in the top 10, they're going to have to get maybe the number 2 receiver that everybody's talking about, not the number 1 receiver. Mike Sarah, how you doing, brother? Good to hear from you. Mike, can you hear me? Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm at the gym, and I had my wireless headset on, and I didn't know I was going through that. I thought I had the phone going. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah. So, I'm a little upset about the game this weekend, but, you said it right. You don't get too high, don't get too low.
Yeah.
I think everybody's panicking with secondary. We had one bad quarter. I was watching Jacksonville, and they're playing great tonight, and they got torched by Kansas City also. So, Kansas City's just a really good offensive team right now.
Yeah. And remember, we only play them twice a year, so it's not like we play them every week.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not really worried about the defense as much as I am about the offense. Scoring 10 points all in the first quarter against definitely an inferior defense.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That's true. Like I said, I expected more points against Kansas City, and we didn't do it, and I don't know why.
Well, a guy named Gardner Minshew, whatever his name is, he's out there. And,
home run.
Yeah, Carpenter.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. We're watching the Cardinal game out here.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
I just got finished screaming because they gave up a 3-run lead in the ninth inning. But anyway, this Gardner Minshew, I'm watching him tonight, and he looked pretty good against Kansas City's defense. And then Derek Carr, I don't know, man. I was all in on him last week. I was really high on him. And then this week against Kansas City, it just looked like he just started falling into that same trap that he did last year, where when he gets pressured, he just starts throwing those little dink and dunk passes.
Well, I kind of disagree there. I think that if you remember, even though Jacobs got more yards against Kansas City, the way that he was utilized against Denver is better for Carr. Yeah, he got more yards, but remember, he had a 51-yarder against Kansas City. We need to have more of a rushing attack in order to be effective. We need to make sure we don't forget about the run. And if we forget about the run, then it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and what are we on the 2-yard line and we're throwing a fade pass in the end zone? I don't understand it.
Well, and I was reading the stat. That's the third time Derek Carr has thrown a pick for a turnover on a 1st and goal.
Remember, there was a game last year, Chargers, I think it was.
Well, he did it in Miami as well. I was there for that game.
Yeah, you're right. Both those games, yeah. And I'm not getting on. I praised Derek Carr last week, and I still think he knows what he's doing. I think he's got a great understanding of the offense. But it just seems like when he gets pressured, he panics. And, I just wish he could get out of that and look downfield. If he just looks downfield, I think he can find something out there.
Well, it all depends upon how the pocket is breaking down. Again, he didn't get sacked until Brown went out of the game. And he was doing okay up to then. They didn't really get a lot of a good pressure on him. But then when Brown went out, man, I mean, it was boom, boom, boom. He was running for his life. So he does. I agree that he does need to look downfield more often. He needs to run more often if it's available to him. He did that in the first half. It should have been it should have been a first down, and it wasn't called a first down. So
yeah, that one where he dove, should have been a first down.
Right, and the reason why it wasn't was because when the ball went out of his hands, it was one of those things where you had to maintain possession, and they didn't do it. So, little ticky-tack rules, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I agree with you totally about this game coming up on Sunday. We have to run the ball. We have to find success in the running game. It's the only way Carr's going to have success in the passing game.
Remember when the Raiders were going to the playoffs under Rich Gannon, it was a very similar. I mean, we had Garner, we had Wheatley, we had Crockett, we had a running game, and then we also had the good receivers that we needed. We had Brown, and we had Jerry Rice. Probably the two. I mean, obviously two Hall of Fame receivers, but we won because we ran the ball primarily, and then we picked off people with the passing game as needed. We still need to do that right now.
Oh, I agree. And obviously, Jerry Rice and Ted Brown are the best in the business. I mean, two of the best ever. So we really can't compare that situation to our situation. I noticed that the receivers have a hard time getting separation. I don't know if you saw that. You probably saw that because you were at the game and you could see everything on the field.
Yeah, if you're looking for it, I mean, obviously, when you get on, if you watch the game on TV, and I watched it on TV when I came home. Granted, it was midnight until about 2 o'clock in the morning, but I watched the game just to see what I missed. And I mean, it was obvious to me that Renfro is gonna learn how to do it a little bit better as a pro. I think he's got the capabilities to do it as a pro. He'll need to he'll get craftier as he goes. I'm not really up on Ryan Grant being where he is. I think the reason why he's playing is because Nelson was hurt, and I want to see more out of Keelan Doss. I want to see more Keelan Doss time. I want to see Nelson now that he's available and not hurt. So we'll see what happens with the Raider passing game as well.
Yeah, we definitely have to get more out of the receivers. I mean, Tyrell Williams is the only threat we have right now. And I like Hunter Renfro. I mean, he's young. He gets open. He does make some good catches, but he's young. He's inexperienced.
Right.
I like Keelan Doss. I know he's young also, but I think he's a playmaker.
Yeah. And actually, I like Marcel Aitman, and he's still on the practice squad. So I think the reason why we picked up the burner from the Packers is because he is, a good return artist, and he's a little bit more experienced. I mean, I don't remember how many years he has on him, but the fact that he's a good returner who can fly, and I think that watch that injury to Dwayne Harris. He might be gone real soon. He might be on the IR, and at Harris's age, that might be his last game.
Yeah, and that's a shame because that guy is he's a special teams player. He's great. He really is a great player. And I heard Gruden was saying that he was going to. I think the punt return was either going to be Hunter Renfro or, God forbid, Jalen Richard, which I don't know. I don't understand why Jalen Richard would even be running back punts. He fumbles. He's just not a very good returner.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him back there maybe as a kickoff returner, but not as a punt returner.
Oh, and so they got this new guy, Davis. I don't know why he wasn't mentioned by Gruden as a possible option for return punts.
Well, maybe Gruden wants to keep that under his hat. We'll see.
Yeah. But, you said it great. Don't get too high, don't get too low. I think this is going to be a tough game on Sunday. I think it's going to be a close game. And it's going to probably come down to a mistake by one of the other teams. So, that's what I do. But, I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a good game. I don't think he's going to have a huge game like he's had the last couple of games. I really do believe in our run defense. I think it's pretty stout.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, Dalvin, you're not going to totally stop Dalvin Cook, but if you limit him to where he's not just running you over blindly, that will cause Cousins to have to win the game on his own, and he throws a lot of bad, stupid picks.
Oh, yeah. We could pressure him into some bad throws. And if we could do that, we're definitely going to have some success in this game. The people up front, P.J. Hall, Hankins, man, they're playing tough run defense.
Right.
I know Kansas City really was relying mainly on the pass, obviously, but I like our run defense. I hope they don't prove me wrong on Sunday, but I do like what they're doing right now.
Okay, Mike, I'm going to ask then, give me a score, and I'll hold you to it.
All right, I'm going to say Kirk Cousins is going to be the person that makes the mistake, and Raiders are going to win 24-21.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I like the fact you have us winning. That's good. And we'll on that. Hey, I'm gonna let you go, Mike. But always good hearing from you, brother.
Okay, feel better. I just want to let you know I've had that cough for 3 weeks now, so it's not fun.
Nah, it sucks, and hopefully I can get rid of it sometime.
Get better.
All right. Hey,
we'll talk to you. Good luck in Minnesota.
All right. Thanks again, there, Mike. You take care.
All right. Bye now.
All right. That was Mike Sarah, my boy in misery, in St. Louis, actually, watching the Cardinals-Cubs game. I had that. I was listening to it on ESPN radio on my way home. I don't know who's winning that. In the Thursday night game, looks like Jags up 17-7. What is it? Oh, it's the fourth quarter. Okay. So, no, you can't knock out the caller because the caller's already been knocked out. So, if we can, we're going to do one quick phone call. Because otherwise, again, this is only going to be an hour show. Make sure everybody is over and ready to go over and to the Raider Bear show. And again, my throat is such that I don't want to push this too often. Don, again, great insight. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. Obviously, well, remember though, the Dolphins, if they're sucking for Tua, it's funny because they just traded for Rosen, and I think Fitzpatrick is their quarterback, but he's only there for a year, so it's going to be Rosen plus whoever they draft. Tampa, maybe they're going to have to make a decision with Jameis. Bengals, yeah, I can agree there. Carolina, possibly. I think that Superman is definitely been hit with that kryptonite. Detroit, I don't know. Stafford, remember Stafford just signed that large contract. I don't necessarily think that Detroit is in there as a quarterback needy team. Yeah, Rosen named quarterback today. Yeah, again, that's who they're going to have for the rest of the year until he sucks, and they'll go back to Fitzpatrick. So that's just the way that is. Jerry White says the Raiders win with a pick six on Cousins. I hope you're right. And remember, we also need to have more input from Darren Waller, and that rollout is good for a first down each time. I want to see. Remember back to the Cincinnati game last year. Waller had a really was it a long reception? Was it like a 30, 40-yard reception? He's good for that. I think that we need to have that available to him. So let's get that last call in. Again, I'm calling, well, because I'm going to be there. I can't really say, but I think the Raiders can win. I really thought the Raiders could win against Kansas City. I was wrong. But again, if you look at what they did in the first quarter, everything was wine and roses, man. And then it just seemed that they forgot how to play football in the second quarter. And it was really like the last 6 minutes of the second quarter where they allowed 21 points. It was horrible. Horrible. 21 points in about 6-7 minutes, the last half of the second quarter. It's looking like, I don't know if you guys have been listening to the game. I don't know what they're saying about Jalen Ramsey. I saw the one picture of him. I don't know. There we go. We got the score from Don Webb. St. Louis is up 5-4 over the Cubs, bottom of the 10th. And I was also listening. St. Louis has not won in Chicago this year, so I know that Rizzo came back from his injury today. They were very surprised by that. He actually was starting and was their leadoff hitter. Played first base for him too. Hit a home run. And after he hit his home run was about when I walked in my house after coming home. What is it? First and good stiff arm. You ain't going anywhere. Is that Fournette? Yeah, I think it is. You ain't going nowhere, Fournette. So good defense by the Titans. All right, it is 10:56. Congratulations in order to both the Dodgers and the Yankees. Did they clinch? I guess they clinched today. I'm heading out with Ed. If and when Ed, if and when, hopefully so. And by the way, if I'm going out there, Ed, your girlfriend definitely will need to send me a flight, or fix me up. So it is 10:56. My last thoughts of the game. I'm gonna turn the phone off here. So no more Google Hangouts. Again, as I stated. Hey, go over. Good to see everybody for Raider Bear. I got you there. Make sure folks are coming over here, watching the show, Cardinals won 5-4, so their first win in Chicago this year. Thanks for the input, Don. Again, for the Raider game, it's a matter of the running game. The Raiders need to run the ball. They're going to be able to do that with Richie Incognito coming back. I think that's going to be a very good bit of positivity for them. Incognito comes back. They need to run the ball. I don't know how hurt Jacobs is, but I don't want him to ruin himself for a season. But if he can play, he needs to play. They also need to have more usage out of Washington. Richard doesn't impress me. I know that he won the battle last year and got his roster spot, but that was primarily because Washington was injured. And he stayed on the team and he got his contract, but I don't see it. I mean, can you really say anything that Richard has done other than that the first time he touches the ball in New Orleans, and I was there, first time he touches the ball is like, what, a 54-yard touchdown or something? I mean, I see a lot of fumbles, and I don't know why we still have him on the team. I'd like to see, actually, the kid that's on the practice squad, Crockett, maybe bring him up. So we'll see what goes on there. So having said that, thank you for coming on tonight's show. I don't know about CJ Anderson. I mean, he was actually in camp with us, and we let him go, and then he went to the Rams, and he had a great year, right? But I want to see what he got with Crockett. I need a big back. I want a big back that can actually run the ball. So we'll see everybody hopefully after the game on Sunday. Give me a chance to go back to my buddy's house, flip on the computer, and we'll roll from there. Remember, make sure that you are checking out Carrot Bars on that line. A great way to save for your future, man. Great way. So good night, everybody. Y'all take care. We'll see you hopefully on Sunday. Hopefully my voice will be better by then. I'm thinking Raiders can win. Provided we run the ball and we win. I think it'll be Cousins that throws that shit. Like somebody said, if he wins by a pick six, I think Cousins is going to do something stupid. And the Raiders can win. Look for me on TV. I think I have front row seats with the Viking World Order. So y'all take care. We'll see you on Sunday. Raider on. We'll see you on our next broadcast. Thanks for being here, and share this up to everybody. We'll see you next time.